my name is Slogfrad, and about a year ago I started playing Crazy. I got a lot done in this time, which I won't unfortunately be able to show you all today, but I am going to show you what I think are the best creations that I have made this year. So, let's get right into it. The first build I will be showing you today is my Chinook. I started this build pretty early into my building year, but I recently revamped it to have only single blades, new landing gear, new body, new nose, new interior too, so I basically redid the entire thing. The benefits of having dual 1 blades instead of dual 2 blades is because it hovers a lot better, it looks a lot sleeker. I can show you this in a minute if I can get off the ground. Oop, well, that takeoff was a bit rough, but as you can see, it hovers nicely. It works great. I also have a PvP version of this, which I won't be going over, but it's basically the same thing, just with more guns. The next build that I will be showing you is my big starter plane. I did this because of a challenge that my friend gave me to make the tutorial plane that everyone can use and make it really big. This is a 5:1 scale model of the starter plane, fully functional. It used to use a bunch of rocket engines to fly, but I switched it out recently for a conveyor engine. As you can see, the turning flaps and the tail flaps work, which allow this to fly. There are also rockets on the inside to keep it from drifting around. The landing gear works, the propeller works, the pilot seat works. It's honestly a pretty fun build. I had a great time building it, and I'm ultimately pretty proud on how it came out. This is my recreation of the Strand Beast, a thing that was made in real life to traverse sand, anything. It kind of uses gravity to move. Really cool. And it's also my first time trying to use mechanics and put that into a plain crazy build. As you can see, those orange things, they hold some of the motors in place while allowing some to turn, so I can kind of move the steps out of sync. It really just makes it so that it moves smoother. As you can see, I'm doing this right now. You can see some of them are moving and some of them are staying still. All you gotta do is release the anchor, all of them come flying out, and then it walks. I'm honestly pretty proud on how this came out. It took me a while to get this to work, although sometimes it does break. As you can see, those back 3 legs, they shouldn't all be going at the same time, but they are. But it looks like all the front legs are going as they should, so that's how it should look on the back and the front, but you win some, you lose some. The next project I will be showing you is my Star Destroyer. I created this one pretty early into my mega building career, which we will get more into later. As you can see, it's a simple one-fold, 10 guns on the top with a interior that I wish I could change. I probably could change it, I just keep forgetting to. The folding out process, however, is kind of ugly, so I'm just going to speed on through that. Now we are folded out, as you can see. It looks pretty good folded out, I'll admit. Giant triangle, but what else is a Star Destroyer? The guns work, of course, and it does fly, but the controls are really complicated. I can hardly do it myself, but I can do it, and that's what you will see in a minute once I get this anchor block off. There we go. So it does fly, just not great. It could be better. The next build I will be showing you is my Goodyear Blimp. I made this a while back once I saw someone else make a blimp, and I was like, oh, I kind of want to do something like that, so I did. I made a blimp, and this is the result of that. I decided to go Goodyear because, it's iconic. As you can see, there's fins on the back. They control the height and the turning, which is pretty nice. I'll get this started right here. So there is no anchor block on this, which I kind of want to add, but at the same time it kind of ruins the effect of it. There's only one propeller. That's how it moves. As you can see, left and right, and up and down. So this controls everything. It's a pretty smooth flight. I spent a lot of time tinkering with helium blocks to try and get it to the right amount so it would hover. And I think I did a pretty good job. Solid build. I'd say I could probably make it bigger. I might do that in the future. but I think I do like this one. It's iconic. Next up, we have the Saturn V Rocket, or Saturn V Rocket. This is a creation that I made a while ago. It's just a giant rocket. It's the first time actually I used motor locking in one of my builds, so that's really fun. It used to just be the rocket, then I added the staircase, and then I added the gate. The folding process is pretty lengthy, so I just sped it up throughout here. So, here's the rocket all folded out. It looks pretty good in my opinion. I think I did a good job. I actually followed a Lego set to build this, so I never actually used any actual images from it. I had a Lego set that I did a while ago, and I followed that. So that was pretty fun. As you can see here, we're taking off. As you can probably see, it's not the fastest rocket in the world. I could make faster easily if I wanted to, but I made this more for the style. So, I mean, it still works as a rocket. It'll get you into space. It's just not the fastest one out there. Here we go, the first stage. Now there are actually 3 stages to this rocket. There goes the first one. The second one should be detaching soon, but I really like how I did that. I actually detailed the underside of each stage as well, so it's not just going to be like an empty shell. There's actually like a floor and other rockets. And here we go, 3rd stage. And this is the final one. I unfortunately couldn't fit a Moonlander in there. The next build I'll be showing you is my B-17 Flying Fortress Bomber. Fun fact about this one is that I built this directly after I learned how to motolock. I think it came out pretty good, actually. It's really detailed. That's what I focused on with this, because I know motolocking is used a lot for detail, so I thought, why not build something with a bunch of details? So that's what I did. Let's get this started, eh? It is pretty laggy in game, so I'll speed this process up for you. As you can see, I'm folding it out, folding down the wings, and using a trick I found, I can, bam, there we go. So now the bomber is all set up. The wing panel is inside the wings itself, which I think is pretty nice. The lines are all curvy and smooth, which I really enjoy, and it does fly, just not very well. As you can see, I have to use a lot of rocket engines and stuff to get this to actually work because there is no tail wing. I couldn't fit wing panels inside there, unfortunately, but it does look very sleek. I did enjoy how this turned out, and for a while it was one of my favorite builds. And now, the grand finale. My personal favorite, I think best build that I did this year. I'm so excited to show this to the world. It is my favorite build. The USS Enterprise from Star Trek. The original one, of course. This took me so long. I mean, it took me a couple of days of like constant work, which is saying something considering how fast I get some of these builds done. It may be one of my biggest, if not the biggest, mega builds I have done to date so far. It combines all my skills with space management, motor locking, using motors to fold. It's incredible. I love this build so much. I'm so glad it was how it came out. I even took some time, which I don't usually do, to make an interior, but like all of my other builds today, this does fly. Now, the actual folding process of getting everything into place does take a while, so like some of the other builds I've shown today, I am going to speed that up. But let me get into the backstory about this, actually. So, this was a challenge. I saw someone building a Star Trek Enterprise B, which was a lot smaller than this, let me say, and they said that they couldn't fit the disc in there without using a separate account because there just wasn't enough room. So I, out of pity, of course, took on the challenge myself and built an even bigger one using only one plot, and this is how it turned out. It's incredible. It took even longer to get the helium correct so that this will actually fly. It has a working deflector dish, a working interior, an actual interior that has a bridge that looks like the actual show. So, I'm very proud of this, if you can't tell. So let's see it fly. As you can see, it hovers straight away. If I just turn on the engines, there we go. We're off. There are so many small details on this that took me a long time to get correct. I even recently included a warp drive, which we will see in a minute, which allows us to go, well, any speed we want. What I learned while making this warp drive is that since it's basically weightless, it just keeps increasing speed. I think the max I've gotten to this point is 65,000 speed, which is insane. I think you'll see the warp drive activate any minute now. There we go. It's activated now. I don't know if you could tell, but as you will see, I am actually quickly increasing speed. Just about grazed the floating island, which would have ruined this clip. I think the max that I get to in this run is 26,000 before I eventually tilt up too much and crash. But it is still insane to see this thing work, and I am so proud of it. Hey, you made it to the end credits. Congratulations, and thank you very much for watching this all the way through. This was my best of 2020 creations, as you could tell, but I still have a lot more creations that I didn't get to show. More mega builds, more smaller builds that are really functional. Unfortunately though, I couldn't fit them all in one video. So if you do want to see another video, make sure to hit the like button, and if you enjoy this type of content, make sure you subscribe. If you want to see a tutorial on anything that you saw today, leave it in the comment sections below, and I can actually do that. Or if you just want to see me build something else, leave that in the comment section too. I'll definitely be going through those comments. Thank you so much again for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.